late afternoon. This is where I am in my life, the late afternoon, so full of beauty it cracks my heart. A sharply defined beauty, nothing fuzzy about it, three-dimensioned, the up-close and the far-away, clearly etched, seen by the light of a strong but waning sun. The evening will come, let evening come, the poet said. Not yet, though. Let me have the flickering shadows, the wind-tossed trees, the soft blue skies, the brilliant sun almost at eye level. Let me have the distant sounds of a small plane, the workman down the lane almost done for the week. Let me have the sun on teak tables and leather chairs, my husband resting upstairs, the shiny maple floor, the reflected light on Aunt Anne's birds, reminding me of a window on Eden Road looking out to sea. Oh, it cracks my heart. And from that space I feel a current come, a river of joy and love and gratitude that I am here in the late afternoon before the night. And then he died, and it was, as we had tried to make it be, a good death. And in the course of a month after that, I sold a house, bought a house, and moved from Ormond Beach over to Tampa to be near my children. I marvel at it now. It was, they tell you don't move for a year. Well, that works for some people. That's why it's so unique, everyone's experience. For me, it was exactly the right thing to do. And it began my process of finding myself and of finding joy again. How do you do that? Kate wants to know. Afterward, I wrote down some things that worked for me. Talk it out, but go to an ice cream store, not a hardware store, if what you want is ice cream. In other words, not everybody is the right person to be the recipient of your process. And that can even go for the children. My closest son to me admitted that he was acting then as well as teaching, and he admitted to me that there were times he just didn't have time to think of Dad. And yet he said to me, before I went on stage one night, I realized I was talking to my dad. Talk it out in many ways. This is the first time that I have lived alone. I mean, I went to Mount Holyoke. I had all of you around me. I got married by the time I was 23, and I had a roommate in California before that. Other than the fact that ED did international business and he was traveling and out of the country a lot, I had never lived alone. And then all of a sudden I was in a brand new place and I was by myself. It's good, but it wasn't good for a while. One of the things I've discovered is talking to myself, because like many women, I think women more than men, we discover what we're thinking by saying it. You know, my process is a verbal one, and it is with my poetry too. I write it and then I find out what I'm thinking. So I think that that talking it out is very important. Then there's I knew a very wise woman who used to talk about another effing opportunity for growth. That was in a group that I was in for a long time. And I can say that my husband's death has been, for me, another effing opportunity for growth. That I have come to know myself better. That's the big thing. Partnership of 50 years is wonderful. And yet there's room for more. And I have learned more about myself. I have, by virtue of being honest and not, I don't play this for you or my family or anybody else. I can speak to you without even an or an ah, because I am speaking directly from my own knowledge of myself, and it is considerably greater than it was before all this started. So it's the lemonade in the lemon. At a time when you're healing from loss, be as kind as to yourself as you would be to anybody else. Because I know with what kindness we reach out to others. But sometimes there's still that voice, we learned it long ago, that says you're not doing this quite right. So let that go and just cherish yourself on this journey and be willing. Be healthy. I really worked hard to eat well and get exercise and try to get sleep. Yoga and swimming have become my big friends. And then there's one other that I want to throw in here. Nothing wrong with drugs. While ED was sick, and for a while afterward, I had gotten a prescription for a medication for anxiety and depression. And it worked very well for me. And then I stopped it maybe a year and a half or so ago because I thought I was doing well, and I'm one of those people like many of us who don't like to take many medicines. So I stopped and I felt the clouds begin to come back over. And I recognized, and I believe this strongly, that the body, from an experience of 18 months of 24/7 responsibility, puts out cortisol. And the cortisol is this response to stress, and it changes the brain chemistry. And so, and it may be permanent for me, I don't know, but I know I started back up again about 6 months ago, and it's really made the difference that I needed. It was what I needed. A few more poems and then we're done. But these are the things that, this is what I wrote after he died, honoring my husband's death. If you were here, I might not love life so much. I might take it for granted. The breeze, gentle warmth, hustling clouds, song of wind chimes, quiet of my lovely home. Would I truly know how precious, wondrous the gifts of breath and heartbeat are? Would I stop to share the amazing start of another day for 10-year-old Dylan and 4-year-old Evie? Would it all mean so much to me that it feels my heart could break like the overburdened branches of a fragrant gardenia bush? I don't think so. When you were here with me, we went on together as if time could not pull us to the ground. The branch that held us never break, our perfumes always mingle. And yet, and yes, here I am, loving it alone, the perfect day. More, because I know how fragile the branch is. I learned it in your dying. And as I live and love with all my might, I smell the gentle fragrance of your presence still. Live, he says to me, as if I were still here. Live, he says, for me. Firelight. I am haunted by the memory of last hours as we watched Edie's breaths slow and stop. The fire last night reminded me of it as it too slowed and stopped. So quiet, no gasping or thrashing, just slowing to a stop. After, he helps me through the day. I seek his picture in my purse, on the iPad, in the corner of my vanity mirror, and every time, he helps. How could the memory of all he has been to me not help? How could he not make me smile, even through the tears, when I remember the hard times we shared, his rueful laugh, the never giving up, all the lovely rewards for all the hard work. And if we could not grab the brass ring, if that most longed for prize could not be ours, it wasn't for lack of trying. And we bought some time, so all of us could know we'd done our best and learned to say goodbye, so we could greet the pictures when we saw them with a smile. This is actually written the same year he died, in the summer. You know, it's kind of like we have the ember of all we've been before that feels like it's been shut down to just a little ember of life within ourselves when we've said goodbye to somebody we love. And yet that ember is there, and that's what we fan and foster so that we get it back. And the ember was there in this poem that I wrote just 8 months or so after less than that, after he died. This is where I am in my life. No morning sun, it is obliterated by heavy clouds. Thunder fills the room. Lightning brightens it from time to time. This is the room filled with his bed, the one he died in, the center of our universe as we held him close while he drifted away. And the gift is to feel its peace, the room filled with it. Knowing I have nothing to do, no trips to hospitals, no meals to fix, no sad face to kiss. Yes, he is not here, but neither is his misery. The days of struggle, vigilance, attempts at lightness are done. He is at peace, and here in this room for this moment, so am I. If he is anywhere, he is peaceful, joyful, wise, all of these and more than I. I can then come close to rejoicing that peace is his and can be mine from time to time as he would wish. That feels good.